Oh my God.
Yep.
You crazy people, you wonderful children of the world. I have so much to say this week. Oh my
So
God.
little time.
And I forgot to mute the thing, so it played me back. And what's up, kids? Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. Welcome to another edition of Geektastic Cypher here on YouTube. We are now streaming exclusively on YouTube. And if you guys are, we already have people watching. See, I love it. I love it. Y'all are watching. Shout outs to our people. Shout outs to the people who are tuned in. We appreciate you guys being here and being part of this stream. Yeah, guys, we're gonna be doing it on YouTube now, only because we've decided that, you know, as Button said to Spotify, fuck you.
Yeah, Facebook had way too many restrictions and things in the way in terms of promoting and like trying to push our page. So we figured YouTube is probably better for that at this point. Might as well try it out, man.
Yeah. It's hopefully this goes well. People are enjoying it. I see a bunch of people tuned in already, so I'm really enjoying that. If you guys, I'm having trouble with my connection, so people can see me, can hear me, but I'm not getting updates on who's messaging in the chat. So if you guys are able to reply to people on your end, to the rest of the crew in the room right now, please do so, because I can't. And I also think I'm buffering right now, so I might have to exit and come back in. But I'll, if that's the case, I will do that.
Okay, that's cool. That's chilling. How's everybody else doing in here? Dave, Skinny, you guys look quiet.
Chilling. I'm excited to understand what your first thing you want to discuss. Actually, both of the things that you guys put up on the docket, I'm kind of interested in what the hell you guys are talking about, because I didn't get a chance to really read these articles.
Yeah, I didn't put these in either, so I think it's either between Skinny or Doc that put these in.
Oh, it's me.
It needs to be an explanation, because I was like, I looked at the doc, I'm like, what the hell are these?
Am I delayed at all though, or are you guys able to hear me? Am I
able to hear?
Okay,
it might be a little delayed, but
like right now I am snapping. One,
oh,
2, 3,
yeah, okay, yeah.
I think you're okay now. You're okay. It's
okay,
better
cool.
than before. Yeah.
So I'm going to start off real quick. I don't know if the first one I'm going to start off with N-word in history class. So if you guys are from anywhere outside of Canada, I forgot my light today. I was wondering why I look so dark. If you guys are from anywhere outside of Canada, shout outs to our listeners all over the world, Vietnam, Ireland, Southeast Asia, which I saw the other day. And to the people here in Canada, you've probably heard the University of Ottawa had a French professor who in the midst of a class decided to drop an N-bomb while discussing history. I don't know the exact context.
What kind of N-bomb did he drop?
Oh, they said the word hard R. Said the word hard R.
But you don't know the context.
I don't know the context. I just know they said it in class and people are not happy.
And professor's not black.
The professor is not black. The professor is a white French Canadian woman.
Yeah.
So, white French Canadian woman dropped N-word hard R in class. Don't know context. They're teaching a history class. Okay. I'll say this to you right now. To all the people out there who are saying we are trying to censor, especially Premier Legault of Quebec, who is the premier of a province that censors the English language on a regular basis.
He only jumped in because she's French too.
I know.
He said that.
I know.
He shouldn't have done that.
So the premier of a French province in a bilingual country, predominantly English, but a bilingual country, has decided to cape for a French-speaking professor who is working in Ottawa, the nation's capital, on the grounds that this person should have the right, in the context of education, and should not be censored, to say the N-word with a hard R. And I say to you, nigga, you crazy. You have absolutely no reason to drop a hard R N-bomb in your class. I'll explain to you this way. I'm not trying to censor the professor. A lot of people are saying censor. I'll explain to you very simple. I'm not here to censor that person. That person has the right and the freedom as a citizen of this country to say that word if they want to. However, as we keep trying to make clear, are not without consequence. If you want to say the word in an institution that is financed partially by the government and partially by enrollment of students, doing so can lead to a reduction in enrollment because students who do not feel that this university is standing up for them or reflects their beliefs will not enroll in your school. You are going to, as they say, fuck with the bag. So you need to watch what you are saying. It's very clear to all the people who are so mad. I've been seeing people in rooms, in chats, getting into arguments, and I explained it nice and clear.
What part of history requires them to actually use that, though?
I have no clue. The only instance that I know of as a Canadian who was born here in Quebec and has studied French history is in 1968. A man named Pierre Vallier wrote a book essentially translated to The White Niggers of America, and he was talking about French Canadians and their plight in Canada in the late 60s and their history as they had gone through it. It was an essay that he wrote.
What if that's what this teacher was talking about?
If that's what the teacher was talking about, I would still say the N-word and just avoid the reaction of the students, because that's my thing. If I'm in a class, I'm a professor, I have two options. One option is I say the word and the potential reaction that will throw my entire course off and make that lesson useless, or I just say N-word and I avoid all of that. And to anyone who might be offended by the word N-word, you need to sit down, because that is at least an attempt to be respectful to us.
Why are you trying to use that word and in what context? Are you trying to be like nigga versus?
I have no clue what this person was trying to do, what this person was trying to say. I just know that they were in a history class and they decided to say the word. I don't know the context. I would love to know the context. If there was video or audio of what the teacher was doing, I'd be down. But unfortunately, I have not seen or heard or been able to find any. But again, I say to you, everyone who's listening, there's absolutely no reason for you as a professor to have to say that word in class. If you feel the need to say it, you can. It is your right, but there are going to be repercussions. People will react. There will be some sort of reaction.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think
surprised when you get desperate.
I think this Ottawa one is also to them, because apparently there's been reported instances of more of the word being used in Zoom online classes from what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that tension already being there and then a teacher saying it, it's possible that these students now felt like, okay, that's enough. Like if the teacher is saying it and the kids are also saying it, it's also pushing this weird narrative in the school. And I didn't realize U of Ottawa had this kind of issue going on there, to be honest.
Right? Me neither. I didn't know that this was a thing going on in Ottawa, the nation's capital, the home of our prime minister, the home of... There's so many things going on in Canada right now. If you guys have seen the Micmac situation. Oh, wait. Did I say that right? It's but in Nova Scotia with the lobster. Yeah. Okay. Apologies if I did not say that right, but all respect to that.
Okay.
Community. What? You found more?
The discussion was, let me see here, on language and reappropriation of offensive words by groups such as people of color, the disabled, and the LGBTQ community. So the teacher was probably going through, why is this a history lesson?
This was a history class?
Yeah, it was a part-time history professor.
Okay. Again, the teacher was well within their right to say it. However, you cannot avoid the reaction and the discomfort some people will feel with it. And with that, what will happen?
You know what? You should probably address that first before you even get into the conversation. It's kind of like we want this to be an open forum, and these things are being said right now in the sort of spirit of an open forum and discussion. No one means it in an offensive way. If you are going to have a problem with it, but you have the right to leave the class for, you know what I mean? Kind of like give people an option to be a part of it or not. Because you should expect this reaction if you don't do that.
Yeah, 100%. That's the part I don't understand. The fact that this teacher said it and is now is being suspended and is just like, well, and then 34 other teachers in the school are out here writing up, defending, being like, hey, we feel that it is unjust and unfair that this teacher is dealing with this or being told that they don't have the right to say this in their class and blah blah blah. It's just like, guys, again, why is this the leg you stand on? Skinny, sorry man, hit us.
I want to say her own ignorance, because being that she is, and I don't want to give French Quebecers a pass, but motherfuckers on TVA always be having some sort of issue because they don't know how to cover their mouths or not say something, because I don't know, Quebecers just aren't offended by things in Quebec because I don't know, like whatever. I don't know. I don't want to defend it, but I'm just saying they are usually ignorant.
There's nothing to defend. I'm not sure why this is even like professors are defending the right to use the word, which is kind of interesting to me. That this is. I would love to be a part of this discussion. Is there a way for us to be part of this discussion in some way in Ottawa? Just kind of like see how this goes down.
The crazy part is I understand why professionals would feel the need or the right to be able to say words. It's the same way that comedians say that. They're just like, I should have the right to say a word if I want to say a word. No one should be censoring me from saying the word. Again, no one's censoring you from saying the word. You can say the word. That's a crazy thing that people keep trying to throw at us. Like, oh, you're telling us we're not allowed to say. Oh, no. You can say the word.
Just expect the death threats.
Bong. Expect the reaction. Expect angry people. Expect people to try and shut you down. Expect people. And like people who are just like, oh, this cancel culture is trying to shut. This is not cancel culture in this situation. You're a professor. I'm a student. I go to that school. You say something I don't feel comfortable with. You say it in a class, in a context that even in that context, fine. In that context, if you're talking about reappropriation, I feel like that's a weird one to stand on, but fine. So you're using the word to explain how this word historically was used to demean Black people, and now in hip hop it's being used, and then you decide to say it knowing that knowing the history of the word, if you're a history teacher, knowing that there are people in this class who are not comfortable with it, knowing that it's been said by other students in Zoom conversations recently, which has led to conversations in the school. People have been trying to address it. So knowing all those things, it would seem weird to me if you knew that and still went on the ledge with it. Because then you're just doing it knowing that you're going to get a reaction. You're trying to get a reaction.
Yeah, there's definitely an approach that seems a lot easier than the path they're choosing right now. And of course, it's going to keep the discussion going because you're not necessarily addressing people's plight behind it. You're just saying you have the right. It's like, sure, you do, but you should probably address the people that are having an issue with it first before you do. That's just my thing. I have no problem with you saying it in teaching class because there is literature that has the word in it. And some of those things are important for you to actually show people so that they can learn from history, right? But again, how you do it is the biggest takeaway for me here, I think.
Because I feel like if there was attempts made in the class for, and this is the part that's always annoying because people are going to say, oh, well, everyone's being a snowflake and people can't handle themselves and everyone's getting emotional. But if the professor,
I never heard it in any class before, right? In any class, right? But now if this is where we're at right now as a society and discussions need to be had in the classroom, that's all well and good with me. Just preempt it. Just say, hey, this is why we're discussing it. Don't make, because then anyone who takes it, of course, can easily be spotted, right? Yeah. The moment you make it a good thing, the bad will be easily spotted. So anyway,
I personally would rather the teacher just pick out their friendly neighborhood like token in the class and have them say the word every time they want to say it.
No, come on. That's a little much.
Come on.
No, Dave, how you feel about this, man?
Yeah, Dave, it is.
It may work. It would just not end well.
Yeah.
You feel it shouldn't be said at all? By a teacher teaching a class? Sorry.
No, I'm saying how Skinny was suggesting to do it. Honestly, I think it's a touchy subject, obviously. I don't think the word should be used freely in the classroom. But if you were like acting out a scene or something and you told people ahead of time, like, look, I'm going to act out or I'm going to paraphrase things from a text that's going to have the word in it.
Yeah.
I am only using it so that you guys could see how it was.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, by me saying the N word or me making up another word, it takes away from the importance of what the message that I'm trying to tell you by putting the word in it.
Right. So if you're an English teacher and you're teaching Huck Finn and you get to the passages where they refer to the black homeboy that was on the water with him and they're dropping the N-bombs left, right, and center. If you're in that class, for whatever reason, you're teaching a class where they're reading this book and that's what comes up, I understand. Am I comfortable with it? No. Is it in the curriculum at the beginning in my syllabus to say we're going to be discussing books that have language you may not feel comfortable with? We are warning you in advance. Please be prepared. Bong. If you give me that,
I would also like, though, within that same context, is to also make it a teachable moment for students and be like, listen, I know this will make some people uncomfortable reading this because obviously the language in here is pretty strong and it's directed towards a certain group or a certain race. But just so you know, we're only reading this for these values and these values are wrong. You know, like just make it a teachable moment. You can't just like surprise people with reading something and be like, and not expect a reaction. It just, that's the thing that baffles me. It's crazy.
But even with what I said, even at that, it's like, it's still crossing a line and it still can make anyone uncomfortable. It also depends on what's going on also in the world that also might affect people's perception. Like it's too hard. I don't know if it's a smart thing to do, period.
Yeah. So we're going to real quick, if anyone's listening to this, Jay Grizz just hit us up with a comment. Just a friendly observation. 3 out of 4, y'all have nice backgrounds fitting of the show. Dave, come on, brother. Dave actually has, funny enough, Dave has a great background to his is the problem though. Because the way the way Dave's room is set up, he has a really nice setup just to his side with all these great action figures and stuff, but he can't sit that way because of because of the way the room is lit. He can't sit there.
I'm here.
That's hilarious. In all the seriousness of a conversation, Jay Grizz, this is what you choose to point out. It's a valid point, though. A valid point. I've thought about it before.
Cutting through the tension.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we've touched on everything we wanted to touch on, so that's fair. That's a great landing point. I think we can go to the next thing I wanted to talk about real quick for our opener. So I posted the question: is Chris Pratt a bitch?
What kind of question is that? Where does this come from?
Okay, so I feel like you guys haven't seen this all over the internet.
I saw something about him being the worst Chris in Hollywood or something.
Thank you. So Skinny just hit it right there. E-Online did a vote recently with who is the worst Chris. The Chris options were Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, and Chris Pine. We all know there's a whole bunch of Chris's. We get that joke.
In that group, he has no chance.
So, but that's the thing, right? So Chris Pratt got voted worst. He started getting voted worst. But
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah.
100% probably number one. Who's the second one? Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a toss-up between him and Hemsworth for 1 and 2.
Like, that's not even
Chris Pine only has the edge over Pratt because he's been around longer and he's more known than Pratt.
So Pratt and Pine ended up tying for third. Sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
they ended up tying.
That's my order. That would have been my order too. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but like when you say worst Pratt, worst Chris, what does that mean?
Yeah,
worst in what way?
I mean, I guess they just meant like in my head, essentially it felt like they were playing Fuck, Marry, Kill. Like that's what you're doing. You're just doing it with 4 people. Because it's just like, who's your favorite? Who's your second favorite? And then who would you get rid of if you had the option? And then that's what happened. But the reason Pratt got targeted, and it's a twofold thing. Pratt got targeted because you're right. If you take all of their personal lives aside, Pratt is probably one of the weakest Chris's in that list. Let's be honest. Hemsworth has a solid movie career, has done some great stuff. Evans, similarly. Pratt went from chubby homeboy on Parks and Recs to like super fit, like look at my abs, only to be beat out by Kumail Nanjiani. I'm sorry, but Kumail did it better. That's just what it is. I guess we'll see when the movie comes out. But if you put those two original "Look How Fit I Got, Ma" pics next to each other, Camille done wrecked the game. Anyways, but you know, Chris Pine, who did Star Trek and hasn't really done much. Sure. What did he do? He died, and then he somehow is coming back from the dead. I'm not hating on homeboy. I'm just saying, out of the 4 Chris's being in Wonder Woman, dying, and then coming back and being in a movie we haven't seen yet, you're not gonna win, right? That's fair.
So you did Star Trek. This was started by a filmmaker.
It was a filmmaker who started it, and then E-Online flipped it into an actual vote on Twitter.
Oh man! But then they're attacking the dude's like personal life and everything on top of it, right? So that's the other side of the game, right? Wow.
So people started getting mad because Chris Pratt has been supporting a church in the States that has had ties to anti-LGBTQ sentiments.
Oh, and that's where it is. That's it. Yep.
And so when people started saying who's the worst Chris, the first thing people started saying was, well, Chris Pratt's kind of an asshole, and they just started listing all the reasons why homeboy was not necessarily a good Chris, and then he started looking really bad. So that's, I think, you know, it's funny that Tobi, without knowing the personal stuff, was just like, well, Pratt sucks. Like, you put him at the bottom of your list already.
But I mean, in terms of celebrity, I don't know him personally. I don't care about his political, religious, whatever views.
That's why I'm happy you did it the way you did, because you didn't even know, and you're like, he sucks as a Chris. Put him at 3rd place, put him at 4th. And that's great, because even without knowing, you're just like, homeboy sucks, whatever. And then on top of that,
why can't we just play games and just have it be a game versus everything is just an attack moment now? Yeah, right? It's crazy.
That was one of the things that I said. I was just like, but the thing that bothers me, and shout outs to Rebecca Lynn, this is one of my friends on Facebook, and one of the things she posted, and I equally, my partner mentioned it to me in the morning when we were both reading the article. I'm not mad at Chris Pratt feeling away. If you're going to feel away, that's fine. I am mad, however, at Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Evans, and all these guys who jumped at the first chance to defend Pratt and be like, oh, James Gunn, Zoe, all of them, like, yo, guys, he's one of the nicest. You guys should appreciate him. His wife came. Everyone's screaming from the top of the hill how much they love Pratt. Why? The same damn MCU people who didn't stand up once for Brie Larson when she was getting shit on like crazy by the fans. The same MCU family, quote unquote, that didn't stand up once for Tessa Thompson when she got cast. The same MCU family that doesn't do diddly shit when everyone rips apart the female actresses in the family. But Chris Pratt gets named worst Chris, still multimillionaire, still married to a wonderful woman, still makes tons of money, still has a family, still has his kid, ex-wife who's bomb ass, Anna Faris all day, still has all that going on for him. He gets worst Chris.
He's not with Anna
out
Faris
of the 4 Chris's. No, he broke up with her, but I'm saying
he's with Arnold's daughter now.
Yeah, but I'm saying Anna Faris is your ex-wife. Come on, Anna Faris is dope. She's funny. She's chill.
But wait, hold on. What's your issue with them defending him? I think they're more defending him on the fact that people are attacking him, so they feel the need to. Oh, but you're saying it's okay.
Yeah, they didn't defend the other ones. That's what he's saying.
Right. They defended James Gunn in the same manner too.
If you can defend James Gunn and you can defend Chris Pratt, but you didn't stand up bar none for Brie Larson or stand up the same way you maybe you tweeted once, but this whole shutting down and being like paragraphs of text talking about how great Chris is, but you couldn't write that for Brie Larson, or you couldn't tell the fans to sit down and shut up when they started insulting. Same energy, guys. Same energy.
Wait. My theory is Brie and the other one kind of have their own PR they can handle themselves, versus these guys actually know that Chris Pratt is really a dick, and they don't want to lose him in the next movie. They don't want to have to deal with some contract bullshit. They're like, listen, let's just get through these movies. And yeah.
That's possible. I mean,
That's-
Iron Man
that's
has nothing to gain anymore, though.
Right? None of them have anything to gain. So if they really know that Homeboy's a dick, they're going to be like, yo, we need to kind of, because like James Gunn, sure, he's a director, but Chris Pratt just came from NBC. We can send his ass right back. Like,
nah, he's too big. He's too big now.
You know what, Stevie? You know what? I like where you're at, homie. That's a theory I can get behind. I like that. No, you know what? Skinny is 100% right. So at the end of the day, is Chris Pratt a bitch? Yes, you are, Chris Pratt. You a bitch, and your team had to stand up for you.
Listen, the views expressed by some of the people on this show is not shared by everybody on the show. Just
Oh, really? When it's freaking Chris Pratt, sure. Fucking what's this fucking face? I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it, but I will. Fucking Dan Harmon, you even know like a fucking.
Dan Harmon? How dare you? How dare you speak his name into existence already? This early into the show, Dave?
So early.
This early into the show?
We went out. That is amazing.
I'm pretty sure.
Yo, man. Yeah. Wait, what got canceled?
I said I'm pretty sure that Harmon's the reason why Glow got canceled too.
Oh god.
Oh, was he executive producer on that?
I hope not, because I'm just joking and guessing. God damn.
All the Netflix cancellations. Oh, you know what though?
Dan Harmon's fault.
Yeah. I mean, now that we're talking about Dan Harmon, I'll say this very quickly because it's at the end, it's in the news, but Quibi is shut down. 6 months, they're shutting down.
Oh,
after 6 months, sir. Guys, I told you from day one. I think we all pretty much stopped writing on the wall.
6 months.
6 months too late.
I raised my glass to one of the worst attempts ever made at a streaming app that probably deserves nothing but ridicule and the acknowledgement of how bad of a failure you are. To Katzenberg and all the people who did nothing to make a good product, here.
All right.
It's like, oh my god,
it was a waste. It was a waste of a platform.
Yeah, just like that had the 8-minute episodes only, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Chris Pratt, the Harmon of actors. That's the title. That's the title.
Oh,
Pratt,
You've made the title, Lee J. You've made
the title this week, people.
What's crazy is whoever doesn't understand the running joke. I love the fact we're never gonna explain this Dan Harmon thing ever, guys.
No.
It's just so you know.
You have to go back and listen to all the episodes. And that's it. You'll understand if you listen to the episodes. But if you don't listen to the episodes, fuck Dan Harmon, and that's just what it is. Woo! That is good. Guys, we got some messages to get to real quick, so we're going to play a short message. Shout outs to the Running with Wolves show over at Wizzy. He's been doing that show for a minute. He's almost at 100 episodes, which is big.
That's crazy.
I think this is episode 82. Here's a little snippet. Make sure you guys go check it out. The episode is available on franklinarmstrong.com.
I used to do this R&B podcast. A lot of people don't know. You know, I'm not the most open person. I don't talk about love often. But this lady, Nikki Jean, she got me to open up. She got me to find my softer Wheezy. This week on Running with Wolves, it's the expose. We got the people from Breakdown to Lowdown. We got Clarence, he's my new best friend. And we got the superstar host. She's the queen of R&B. You know what I'm saying? When she meet, let me tell you something, man. Nikki's the truth. They're the beautiful duo of the Breakdown to Lowdown podcast about R&B and love and a little bit about sex. And you guys do talk about current events in hip-hop as well. So, you know, you guys get your little debate on. But I'd like to welcome you guys to the show, Nikki Jean, Mr. Cool. Why is Clarence's name Mr. Cool?
Good old Wheezy. If you want to hear the softer Wheezy, I love it.
Yeah, guys, go check it out. franklinarmstrong.com. Just click on Running with Wolves. All the episodes are there. Latest episode is out, episode 82, with the folks from Breakdown to Lowdown. We're going to be going into View the Right Thing. Skinny, are you ready to go first? Did you
Yeah, I'm ready to go first. I don't know if anyone is familiar with the show or familiar with the book.
I tried watching the first episode. Watching the first episode. I didn't get a chance to, but I saw his interview, Ethan Hawke's interview with Desus and Mero, where he talked about how he came to be involved with the project, which was cool.
Right. So for those who don't know, this week I'm going to be talking about The Good Lord Bird, which is a Showtime show based on the novel by James McBride. It's told through the perspective. The show itself, it tells the story of John Brown, which for history's sake, he ran around basically freeing slaves right before the Civil War. So he could say that he kind of sparked it. Not many people liked him. He had a brigade of like renegade war men who's really just like him and his sons and a few other guys that kind of shared his vision and like believed in the word of God like intensely like he did. But essentially, Mans was crazy. Ethan Hawke does a really good job playing a really God-fearing, rambling, crazy-ass white man in, I believe it's set in the, early 1900s. But yeah, show's good.
It's right before the Civil War. No?
Right, yeah, so right before the Civil War. It's just, okay, it's not your typical slave show, which is why I like it, where you just see like whippings and cruelty happening to black people. You'll get that, but there's a like dark comedy aspect of it where Ethan Hawke is more or less like a bumbling like Mr. Magoo type character, but he's feared like extremely by like other people who know of his name and his legacy and his like legend. But like if you meet him right off the bat, you're kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what's he gonna do? And I don't know. He has dumb, crazy luck. So imagine Domino, but an old grizzled man running through, not getting hit by any kind of bullets, even though they're flying right at him. Just dumb luck always reaches him. It's dope. I enjoy this show a lot. For the 2 episodes that I saw, I think there's 4 out right now. It came out October 4th. It's on Showtime, limited series. Check it out. Definitely check it out.
I actually have seen it, but I just haven't gotten around to watching it. It's dope.
Wrong.
Ethan Hawke. Was he ever on TV before?
No, I don't think so.
Is this his first TV? Okay.
Cool.
I mean, a lot of actors are kind of finding a revival on TV these days, I guess.
You know who his daughter is?
Who?
His daughter is the girl from Stranger Things. Oh, well, Skinny, you won't know. You haven't watched Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah, I know. The one that works in the shop.
Yeah, she works in the shop with the Pretty Boy. Yeah. Dave, you hitting us? You going up? You're still watching Dragon Ball? You said, right?
Yeah, basically,
this journey.
I realized I was looking for something new to watch or like something like long to watch. Like I've been, we have like limited series, like 1 season here, 1 season there, and I was trying to find something like lengthy to watch, and I realized I actually never watched the original Dragon Ball. I think I watched only like the first 10 or 15 episodes. Okay. So I said, like, considering it's COVID and whatnot, and we have to stay inside anyways, and we got Red Zone, I'm like, well, I'm gonna start the Dragon Ball journey of watching Dragon Ball, then Z, then Super, and
I pity you.
Oh wait, you're watching all of them.
I'm gonna watch all of them.
You're watching Dragon Ball to Super, and then Tobi, you always say you don't need to watch GT, but maybe GT.
Watch GT.
I say you don't need to watch it, but you might as well. if you're gonna get into the lore, you might as well watch what could have been or what was. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I wanted to, but that's just it's on the end because I know for a fact that Dragon Ball, then Z, then Super are all like more or less chronological order, where I think GT might be actually in the future. So for those who've never watched Dragon Ball, I'll just give like a quick rundown. It's basically a kid who has immense power, has a tail, and sorry.
Pause. if you are watching our show right now and don't know Dragon Ball Z, turn off your TV. I'm sorry. I'm not Dave.
I'm talking. I know. I know what it is.
Dragon Ball Z to people. Dragon Ball. If you
what you actually get out of Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball is only Goku as a kid, with the exception of like
Krillin.
Sure, but I'm saying if you're a fan of this show and you don't know Dragon Ball, that Dave has to explain it to you. I'm saying it straight in your face. Turn off
But
this.
you should explain it to them anyway. Just
anyways, thank you,
How big the
Brian.
history of the show is?
I'm not going to go in this.
Shame.
It focuses on.
they can use a refresher. They can use a refresher.
It's just basically Goku's original training and his first 3 tournaments.
Bomb. Perfect
And
summary.
all I'll say
I
for me, I actually watched it. There's going to be a few things I'm going to say now that I thought I would never see, and more or less are also the reasons why today it would never probably be on TV. So the things I was shocked about to see when watching this.
All right, Master Roshi.
Goku for the first 30 episodes has to grab people's crotches to determine if they're a man or a woman. Goku steals Bulma's panties in order to confirm whether or not she's a man or a woman.
I remember that.
Krillin uses porn to pay for the training for Roshi.
Mm-hmm.
Roshi shrinks down twice to once watch a girl pee and once watch a girl take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait,
are you saying things you're shocked to see or things you expected from anime?
I did not remember seeing any of this shit, and I was like, I'm like, there's no way.
None of those episodes were on YTV.
Yeah, I was going to say, edit that out.
The original. I'm just saying what I saw, guys. Okay?
I'm just saying what I saw, guys.
I give props to the announcer of the tournament because he's legit there to the last second when Piccolo and Goku are fighting and they're destroying everything around them. And he finally says, "Yo, run away." He's like, "Okay." And like the fight ends like 2 seconds later. I was like just surprised. And Roshi's secret archives is 90% porn. And the two things I was generally surprised about was Goku actually doesn't give a shit about saving the planet. He only cares about winning a tournament. And the last story arc of Dragon Ball is probably one of the most boring things I've ever watched in my life.
Oh, interesting.
What was the last story arc?
The last story arc is when after the tournament is over and he wins, him and Kiki try and go back to her home to get married.
Yeah.
And then it's essentially revisiting one of the first story arcs where the city's back on fire again. And it's like 7 episodes of them just running around trying to find essentially a fire extinguisher.
Guess what? That is the perfect lead into Dragon Ball Z, where one event takes 10 episodes to complete. So you're jumping right. They just wanted to ease you into Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, honestly, if you can watch Kai. Everyone I know who's watched the Dragon Ball Z has said like the fact that there's like sometimes 3 episodes to power up something is like insane.
The thing. Sorry, go on, Brian.
No, I was just gonna say if you can watch Z.
Well, I am watching Z now, and luckily my friend actually has the original DVDs, which they have a marathon function. So it does cut out like the intros, the outros, all that stuff, and I could tell that it's cut out some of the when you just see Goku like flying from one side to the other side. You know what I mean? Like when he flies to the camera and then it turns around and he's flying away from the camera, they cut out a lot of that.
Which intro song do you have? Do you have the original hard guitar Dragon Ball, Watch the Dragon Ball, or do you have the Dragon Ball shitty one?
You have, that's the thing,
you have the original song.
The songs to me are different on the DVD than what we had as kids, but
you couldn't get the licensing.
The music, the rock music, you have the original Japanese version and you have the American.
Okay.
But I feel like what we had was different.
Oh, Dave.
Did you get it with subs or dubs?
Yeah, I was going to ask. Wait, Dave, before you answer this question, though, be prepared that you might start getting some hate from the fans because I don't see why people care so much. But
I'm
I've
watching
seen
fucking
people.
dubbed. I'm not translating. If that's your question.
You're
so
doing
you watch, so you watch it with dubs
Oh,
or subtitles?
Genuinely, no, I do not watch it with subtitles. No.
Okay.
oh,
See,
the sub fans heard.
I don't necessarily have an issue with it, and I didn't have an issue with it with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
But with Super and all the other ones, I actually prefer watching it with subs because they actually, when you watch the English version, they change the way the sentence, like the emotion and the real meaning behind the sentence gets lost in translation. Right? That's the biggest part of it for me with the sub versus the dubs.
There were some times in Dragon Ball that a few exchanges to me didn't make sense, and I actually rewinded it and I put the subtitles on to read the subtitles to see.
And it's completely different, right?
In some cases, yes. In some cases, they're saying the same thing. They're using the same words, but they're not in the English language. It's like those words, you don't put them together that way.
That's the biggest issue. Right, but it's not. I'm not like a hater of someone who prefers to watch dubs because sometimes with the Japanese voices for certain characters bother me a little bit because they're almost like too high. Even Goku's voice in Japanese bothers the hell out of me. Always has, but I still prefer to watch those kind of shows in subs anyway.
But they have some that are like example. I think One Punch Man, for example. I thought I haven't seen the second season yet, but the first season I thought it was better with the English voices than the like. I watched both first episodes, like one dubbed, one not dubbed, and I preferred it with the English language.
No, I haven't gotten into One Punch yet. I actually started getting back into Naruto because it's on Netflix now.
One Punch is a good show. I like season 1 of One Punch. It's really well done. And the few episodes I watched of season 2, I really like.
That's on Netflix too, actually, right?
It was, and then the company that produced it signed a deal so that it's not necessarily on. I think they signed an exclusivity deal, and now it's only on one of the streamers, and I don't know which one.
Oh shit!
I'm not sure.
Might be Netflix. I feel like I've seen it recently.
Oh, okay. I just know someone signed some kind of exclusive deal in it, and now you can't just get it everywhere. Boys, more tour. I see. I get to talk about the show that I watched. First things first, I want to say to the people watching, BowenYang with the Saturday Night Live making fun of the French Canadians. That was perfect, and I am proud of that. Rouge. Oh my god, man! Yo, I love the fact that people.
I didn't watch it though.
Yo, people got big mad. Like,
dude, I saw so many articles from Montreal-based like blogs saying 7 things that SNL got wrong about. I'm like, who cares?
Brian, this is a weird switch, but I'm gonna just say this: how are y'all okay with the N-bomb being dropped in Ottawa and y'all to jump to defend that, but someone making fun of Bourgeois High and y'all are losing your shit?
Come on, of course. You know why.
We're back! Hey, le vive la Québec libre, huh?
Facts. Big facts.
Fucking
dropping that logic.
I haven't watched the SNL thing yet, but I'll definitely check it out.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was and it was a rerun. I didn't know they just did that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It seemed so out of place. It's like you guys get Issa Rae on your show, and this is what you do with her. A Drake's like a Montreal segment with a Drake watch. Why is this what you're doing with Issa Rae? Like, the whole part of the sketch is that they have a French Canadian girl, Issa Rae, who lives in Toronto, and her only job is to look for Drake, and that's the joke.
Bad writing.
And I was just like, I don't get this part of the joke, but everything else was funny, and I was okay with it. I don't know, man. People are weird. People are weird. Yeah, I would have, and I didn't know BowenYang lived in Quebec. He lived in Montreal for some 9 or 10 years when he was a kid. So
he has some insight.
Yeah,
but I don't know how long ago that insight was from, though.
He was there in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s.
It's changed a little bit, not too much.
Yeah. But also, are you really gonna get that offended because anyways? So to all the people who got offended, l'chaim, you weirdos.
Fuck. Yo, you get on YouTube and you go nuts, eh? Okay.
No, I am not
crazy.
Dude, I already told you he's the butcher. He is the Billy Butcher of the crew.
It's not
everybody.
And he's turning into it more and more as every show goes by.
And now I'm singing yes, yes, yes. And now I'm thinking about the Shazam episode. I am thinking yes.
Oh, yo, don't get me started on Shazam being how shitty of a movie it was. I will tear that thing apart a second time.
But what about Wanted?
Sorry?
What about Wanted? Favorite movie?
I will jump through this camera.
So, Love and Monsters. Well, how's that?
Yeah, actually, I want to talk about Soulmates first because Love and Monsters, I'm just going to say up or down. Soulmates is this series that is essentially a Black Mirror-esque show where the connecting thread throughout the whole thing is it's the future in a world where they can tell you who your soulmate is if you take a test. So it deals with the repercussions of that test, right? A lot of people are married and have been married for years, and now the test exists. And people who have been in long, loving relationships are just like, well, should I take the test? If we take the test, like they go into the test and they're just like, and dude, it's the best part is one person in a relationship tricked her husband into doing the test with her by saying, we love each other so much, we absolutely must be each other's soulmates. Let's take the test. Knowing full well she wasn't happy anymore and didn't want to be in the relationship and was tricking him to take the test so that he could find his soulmate too. Anyways, beyond the point.
This show's called The Trap.
It was, dude, if this was basketball, it was the perfect setup and alley-oop. And they won the championship because it was so well done that I was just like, damn, that shit is dangerous. Anyways, I specifically want, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of like hit or miss with a lot of people, right? It's kind of like 50%.
Yeah. The thing is, each episode, it's an anthology type show, right? So every episode focuses on a different story. And I think that's one of the reasons that people might not love the show. The first two episodes are kind of, they're good, but they're not great. The third episode, though, that's where they won me over. I knew that third episode was coming, and I was very excited for it. It's called Little Adventures. It's about a couple, Adam and Libby. They are already in an open relationship when she gets the test. So she did the test years ago. When her and Adam have been together since she was 18. She did the test years ago. One time when they got into a little thing, and she was like, "Oh, we might not work out." So she did the test. When she did the test, she didn't find a partner because if your partner hasn't done the test, you just go into the system until your partner your match does the test. So she's been in this loving relationship with Adam. They have what sounds like the perfect relationship. Adam is the most supportive husband. It is the whole hashtag Black men don't cheat. He's doing everything for her. He has her back on everything. She's the one that wanted an open relationship. He said, okay, we can try it. They talked about it. They set the boundaries. They did the whole thing together. They've been going on the dates together, like they're separate dates. They have a date night where they don't date each other. They go on their pickup open relationship dates. They come home after. They end up banging because they're both horny weirdos who got horny on the date and then come home and have sex. It's hilarious, but amazing. Next thing. Yo, man. Whatever floats their boat, I respect it. Next thing you know, her match shows up. Her match shows up. The match is a woman. Adam is like, okay, are you into women? And she's just like, I'm not. I never thought of myself as being into women. The match says the same thing. They're both just like, I never thought of myself being into women. He tells her, I can see that you guys are vibing. I know we're in an open relationship, but don't sleep with her because if you sleep with this one woman, it's going to mess things up. If you guys want to be friends, I'm okay with that. Libby, the wife, is just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to sleep with her. We're cool. Don't worry about it. She's going to be like my best friend. Same thing. Then Libby turns around and tells homeboy, Adam, you should be friends with my girl, with my match, because I feel like if you and Miranda, the match, get along, we could all, hang out. It'd be cool. So they're just friends. Adam is just like, you know what, honey? I love you. I'll do anything for you. What does he do? Bong. He starts being friends with Miranda. Him and Miranda are hitting it off. Everyone's getting along. Everything's copacetic. She goes. No. He doesn't have a
I was
match.
gonna say his match comes back and it's her. Okay.
Nah. So I'm not going to tell you guys what else happens because that would ruin the whole episode. I want you guys to actually watch it, but I'll tell you it gets really, really good. No, man, you got to give them a little taste so they want to watch it. And I'm telling you, this show, the other 2 episodes so far, not great. But because you don't have to watch one to see the next one, this episode is great. I genuinely want to watch this episode as a series. Like, I would love to see how this starts, how the middle goes, and how it continues, because they really set up a very interesting story, and I really, really liked it. It was good.
I just want to know what happens now. I can't believe you just did that to me.
Man, totally doing that, you know.
I am not one of them, Brian. I'm
not some plebe that you talk under.
I'm not falling for it.
I have a question.
Yeah, man, hit me.
He's got his hands up.
I have a question.
Dave, you're the best, man.
And then there's problems.
Oh, sorry, rewind, Dave. I didn't hear you at all.
Is it just that they end up having a threesome and then there's other problems?
Nope. That's not what happened.
You want to take another guess?
If you guys want to play the guessing game, you can, but I'm telling you,
Homeboy loses everything. That's
nope.
what I think.
That's not what happens either.
I think she's the one who gets greedy. She probably ends up sleeping with the girl and loses everything. And then his match comes back and ends up being even better than the relationship he had with her. And then she's on the outside looking in through his window like,
His match
Through the window! Through the wall. I like that.
Tobi got, I would say, 33% of it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Dude, we've watched so many things that I feel I gotta at least hit 15%.
Yeah. You hit certain things that happen, but not the whole thing. And that's why I'm telling you. Because we watch so much content, we usually expect certain things. I expected certain things, and in the end, it ended in a way that I didn't expect. And I was just like, you guys really make me want to watch the continuation of this specific story. So
that's cool.
Check it out. I highly recommend it. As for the movie, Love and Monsters that just came out with our boy Dylan O'Brien. Oh, okay. Sorry, I saw that Merc cut out. Dylan O'Brien, you guys might know him if you're an MTV fan. He was on the show. Whatchamacallit? Wolf. What's it called? Teen Wolf. Bong. Yeah. He was on Teen Wolf. Then he did the Maze Runner movies. Did a whole bunch of stuff. So this movie, Love and Monsters, is essentially Zombieland with monsters. That's it. That's 100% what the movie is. It has narration. It does narration. It does the whole like regular.
No,
it does. It. And you know what's funny? I'm not even mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Because you watch it, and at first you're just like, wow, this is a complete ripoff of Zombieland. But then you get to the middle, and you're just like, oh, this is actually still good, though. Like, I'm not mad at the fact that this is a very similar story. And then I got to the end, and I actually really liked the ending. I was just like, I actually want to see I want to see the continuation. So it has a 7.1 right now I see on IMDb. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I generally like the movie, even if it's very similar to... when I say very similar, I mean very similar. It's very copy
just replace zombies with monsters.
Yeah. There's like
Do you think it's better? Do you think it's on par? Do you think it's just on par? Wow. Okay.
I would say on par. I like the story. I like the actor. I think Dylan does a better version of the character than what's his name did. Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse.
Yeah, he does a better version of the like guy who shouldn't be surviving the apocalypse but is.
What about the what's it called? Her the Emma Stone sort of role in this.
The Emma Stone sort of role is played by a kid. So like there's no love interest in the same way. Like the difference between Zombieland is him surviving. This movie, Love and Monsters, is him traveling to go find his love that he hasn't had contact with for many years because the surface is completely overrun by monsters.
Oh, okay, wait. We didn't even get into what the story is about.
Yeah. So
the surface, as in like the planet, humans are underground now?
Yeah. So the Earth gets overrun by. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll do the quick synopsis.
You can give what the trailer gives away.
Yeah. Okay. So the Earth is about to get hit by an asteroid. Humanity sends up something to try and stop the asteroid. The thing that they sent up to destroy the asteroid does destroy it, but whatever chemical they use to try and break it up falls back into the atmosphere and mutates insects.
Oh, fuck that.
So humans aren't mutated, but insects grow. And it's not even just insects. It's like insects, lizards, like small creatures.
Nah, bro. No, I don't need a centipede the size of fucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
No,
dude. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say anything.
I
I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's funny that you mentioned centipedes because they ain't playing.
Gave me something to watch tonight. I like that.
Yeah.
It's something
It's a
fun.
fun movie.
Sounds like something can be fun to watch. That's not cheesy.
Yeah.
It's not cheesy, obviously.
No, I mean, there's cheesy parts, but it's not that bad. And I'll give this: Michael Rooker plays a better version of the character that Woody Harrelson plays.
They're practically the same person.
Yeah,
they're like alternate reality versions of each other.
and the world is Michael Rooker's house. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What?
Guys,
the world is going to Michael's house.
Yeah,
100%. Woody would be too fucked up on drugs to help us out anyway.
Yeah, Woody's drunk already. Michael Rooker's like shot mode.
That's the thing. Like, whoever made this movie was just like, hey, Dylan, you're playing a character named Joel. Think Jesse Eisenberg in Zombieland. Michael Rooker, you're playing a character named Clyde. Think Woody Harrelson's character in Zombieland. Because he even has a hat and everything. And then, so those two are kind of together. And then, what's his name? Clyde, Michael Rooker's character, has a little girl that's his sidekick.
Rooker did it first, by the way. Everyone always forgets his turn in Walking Dead, the first season or two.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but he was a villain. Yeah. Like, I think of him as like.
That's true. But he's done the post-apocalyptic thing first, so I think he wins that race.
But that's it. In this one, not a villain. Super cool dude. It's really fun to watch. So I would say go check it out. Yeah, thumbs up. I liked it. So those are my.
Okay.
Tobi,
any of you guys Adam Sandler fans?
That?
Yes.
I'm not an
Dave
Adam Sandler fan, but I.
What is that?
Okay, if you had to pick your top 2 Adam Sandler movies, which ones would you pick, Doc?
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
Punch Drunk Love is. I know it's not the same style.
What?
I know.
Who are you?
I know. I knew you were gonna get mad. I knew you were gonna get mad. Yes.
Okay, give me your top 3. We're gonna cancel that one. Your next 2.
Fair. You want my favorite Happy Madison film? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay.
But starring Adam Sandler.
Yes. My favorite Happy Madison film starring Adam Sandler is Happy Gilmore. Yes. And Little Nicky. I love Little Nicky. I think Little Nicky is actually underrated. Yeah.
Dave?
Punch Drunk Love, though.
I say Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, but I also oddly really like Pixels.
Oh, yeah.
Pixels wasn't bad, actually. That wasn't a bad movie. It just didn't really.
What's the one with the remote, too?
That's good.
That's a good one.
Pixels and Click I find are actually very good original ideas. Well, maybe I'm not sure if Click is too original, but it still feels pretty original.
Click is pretty original.
Spanglish was hard.
Oh, yeah, Spanglish is good. See, that's the thing. Not all his movies have to be like Happy Gilmore. You know, like
very true. But he shows you once in a while he can act. Uncut Gems, for an example.
Yeah,
but apparently, what's that?
I still haven't watched one, and I mean to.
Oh,
Big Daddy is up there too. Shouts to Grizzly.
Yeah,
you should definitely watch Uncut Gems.
Big Daddy is incredible. Big Daddy's one of the first ones I owned because I never owned any.
Big Daddy. I didn't really like Big Daddy. That was one of the ones for me that was like, eh. But Little Nicky,
really?
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Waterboy. This movie on Netflix, Hubie Halloween.
Mr. Deeds is another one. Sorry.
That's a good one. That's a good one too. So anyway, Hubie Halloween is sort of, and once in a while he'll give you like they'll mess with the Zoltans that are for like the hardcore Sandlers. You know what I mean? That like not everyone's gonna vibe with. So I understand why he's done many of those. They kind of surpass his decent, good humor movies. So I get it.
Yeah.
Hubie Halloween, though, to me is a return to form in terms of his comedic value.
Yeah.
And I don't know if have you watched it, Brian?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's good.
Yeah.
There's the
It's fun.
storyline is there, the plot is there. It doesn't try to do more than it's saying it's doing. Whatever you see face value with each characters, that's what you're getting in every scene with them. Maya Rudolph and Tim Meadows, they're two of my favorite roles in this show.
Yo, they're so stupid but so good.
I love their characters. Who else? Violet Valentine. What was her name again? The girl, the actress who plays that character. Let me pull up her name.
The mom.
Is that Modern Family?
Yeah. I just don't really. I haven't seen her in much else, so her name doesn't.
Sophia.
There you go. Yeah, she was pretty good in her role too, as like his, the girl who was like the most popular girl in school. And it's kind of funny that like the most popular girl in school ends up being the nerdiest girl in town. But I think in high school, people just put expectations on people and you kind of assume that role, but then your true self comes out as you get older. It's kind of one of those. And he's like the perpetual town loser, like from birth. Yeah. People just for some reason do not like this dude. I don't know why. He's like the nicest dude in town. He's always like protecting citizens. He's like neighborhood watch. Every Halloween, he's out there in the streets patrolling, looking out for kids' safety. Like he's that kind of person in this movie. And literally
try and beat his ass. Like it's so weird.
They try to beat him. Little kids in town like chase him around all the time. Dude, the running joke in the whole movie is every time he gets on his bike to go from point A to point B, people are just throwing shit at him. And he's ducking. He's literally every scene, bro, without fail. Every scene, he's ducking like an iron, a toaster. And he's like, because of how much it happened to him, which is what I loved about this movie, is that it's kind of smart. Like, he pulls off these weird acrobatics that don't seem off kilter because you can understand if someone's been putting up with this much since they were a kid, they might have some skill to that effect to be able to defend themselves and see things coming. So he has like this weird superpower in a sense in the show and the movie. And then his thermos, he has this thermos that just does
Swiss Army thermos.
It could be a megaphone. It's a grappling hook. Like the thermos does everything.
His thermos would put Batman's utility belt to shame, and I was like, and I still have, it's crazy.
Yeah, and he has a weird obsession for soup, which I don't know.
Hey, Dave, what did you say?
I said it's like a glitch from Reboot, his little canister there. It does absolutely everything.
Dude, everything, pretty much.
It does everything. And the fact that he still can eat soup from it and it does all these things, it's a magical... Yo, dude, at one point, doesn't he open it as an umbrella at one point? And it pops out at the top where the soup should be coming from? And I'm like, wait, what? Where does this... And then at one point, he uses it as a telescope. And I'm like, how would you use it as a telescope if the soup?
It just does everything. So you have to suspend disbelief and just like enjoy it for what it is. It's got great humor. The jokes land. It was one joke on the movie that I thought was like just didn't. Everything was perfect. To me, this was a perfect like laid back family night, sort of just chill out, watch Adam Sandler, be funny kind of movie. And he's not even the funniest guy in the movie, which is great. Like everyone else, all the supporting characters, it's kind of like the Happy Gilmore kind of. They also kind of did a little homage to Happy Gilmore in this too, at the beginning. But it's
a Halloween film.
Huh?
How is it as a Halloween film?
It's great. It just takes place around Halloween. People are disappearing, and he might know why. Kevin James is in this as a cop in this movie. He does a good job too.
No, he never takes off the shades, eh? Did you realize? Not once the whole movie.
Yeah,
that was impressive. That was impressive.
Rob Schneider, of course, appears. Like pretty much all his buddies. One will come in once in a while. You know, Steve Buscemi is in this as well. Right. I would 100% recommend this, especially around Halloween. This is a great movie to watch. It's funny. Adam Sandler is great in this. The one complaint most people will have with this, I feel, is the voice he takes on in this movie. When he first started speaking, I was the same way. I was like, it's a little extra. It's extra Waterboy. It's like thick. But it's okay. I don't mind it. I liked it actually at the end of the day. But yes, definitely a super thumbs up for me. Hubie Halloween, 100%.
And I'll just add to the parents who have kids that are if your kid is maybe in their teens, early teens, the actors they might like are like the Noah Schnapp is in it from Stranger Things. Paris Barelk is in it. She's the girl from Lab Rats and what's the other show she did? And then that Netflix show about the girl who has cancer. The daughter from Black Lightning is in it. She plays one of the teachers. So there's like it's cast in a way that there's something for every age to recognize.
And every guys, Shaq is in this, and honestly, it was the most unexpected.
Yeah, it was great.
Probably one of the best scenes in the whole movie. I love it.
Yeah.
Shaq kills this
sandwich. Yeah, man.
With what's her name? The girl. Her voice. It's funny because they did the voice thing. I don't want to give it away. It's so good.
Let people. Definitely. Yeah. But it really is worth it. So yeah, guys, check that out. We have one other message to get to for you guys. Don't forget, Geektastic Cypher is our geek talk show, but we also have That's Canon. So if you guys have not been checking out That's Canon, if you guys are comic book geeks, I actually just went to my comic book shop this past weekend, and picked up some cool titles. I've been reading this one. We might do it one day on the show. Metal, that DC crossover story that's about to get turned into an animated piece.
Really? That too?
Everything. They're turning everything into an animated piece. And then I also picked up some stuff from TKO Studios. If you guys have not heard about TKO Studios, I looked into it. It's some super interesting stuff that they're doing. They get really cool teams to work on projects. The comic books are like super high quality, like almost like magazines. It was such a beautiful read. Not even just a comic, like just holding it felt nice. So if you guys want to check that stuff out. Oh yeah, and Skinnies, you've been saying Lock and Key is worth reading for people.
I'm not a big comic guy. I am a big comic guy, but I stick to what I know. This shit's fire. Super fire. I'm afraid to watch the show because I know they won't do it like they did. The big book is done.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Check it out. This is the 4th book in the series, Keys to the Kingdom. I'm on one now. Super good.
And have you watched the show?
Hardcovers.
Yeah, no, my friend he lent me the whole set.
Have you watched the show?
He hasn't watched the show. That's what he was saying.
He doesn't know at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be just.
I was gonna say what would you compare? Yeah, if it's like compares.
Yeah, but when we do the episode of That's Canon, because we probably will do Lock and Key at some point, right? Because it's on the whole season. Yeah. So when we do it, Skinny, we might invite you to jump in with us, man, because it's a fun one. But yeah, just to remind you guys, we have That's Canon podcast, and we got a quick message for you guys. Make sure you check us out.
Because this is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. I just said what I said. My tone and delivery may have been a little bit different, but it's because I want to emphasize the importance.
Okay.
And I was laughing.
That was Doc.
No, it's not.
Great argument.
Oh, God.
Dave, I'll give you a 5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo. We're back.
That kills me every time.
Funny. Quick sidebar.
Yeah.
I know you guys have probably seen it. Have you guys seen The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yo, that movie's shit.
Oh damn! Whoa!
Okay, no. You just
rumors.
Can you throw him off the thing?
No.
This might be the last Halloween we see Skinny, guys.
I've never seen the movie before 2 days ago. And again, Danny's pick. She really wanted to watch either Hocus Pocus or Nightmare Before Christmas.
Both are great options. Both are great options for Halloween, sure. Danny.
Thank you. Good job, Danny. You have taste.
Relax. Okay, so we get into this movie. I understand when the movie came out, Tim Burton was like, revolutionary, claymation, the animation, so on and so forth. These niggas forgot about the story. This movie is
Nightmare
not
Before. It does have a story.
It's
The focus is more on the musical and the shadowy aspects than the actual telling of a story.
Right?
It tells a story.
Go on.
It tells a story. There's a mission. There's a goal.
Right.
And how he gets there is a series of weirdness. That is the Tim Burton style.
I figured because of all this and A Nightmare Before Christmas, I thought Jack delivering kids presents and all this shit would be fine. He sent people into a fucking frenzy. Okay. Oogie Boogie sucks as a villain. Santa Claus basically gets saved, and he's like, "You niggas fucked up. Fuck you," and leaves them with snow.
Was that in the movie too? They say that.
No, but like he essentially doesn't even say thank you to Jack for being saved. He's like, yeah, thanks. Fuck off. Like, what'd you do? Go. This is all of it. Everybody's terrified. Niggas are locking their doors because they don't want Santa to deliver gifts because he's bringing them like shrunken heads and shit. This is garbage. Like, when did this movie?
Wait, hold on. What were you? What did you go in expecting? Because it sounds to me like a fine plot line to a Halloween movie.
Okay, I expected Jack to kind of when he rolled up on that town that was clearly Whoville. Like, I don't care what anybody says. That
is the whole point, though, right? It's a satire on. It's a Halloween movie based around Christmas,
right?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So I expected him to kind of find the love of Christmas and just be Santa Claus and do it.
But it's not a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Again,
Halloween and Christmas movie ever. How can you possibly hate on this?
Because okay, did it drop around Halloween or did it drop around Christmas?
It was Halloween.
Oh, Halloween.
It did? Okay.
Well, hold on. Let's confirm.
I'm looking up right now.
There we go. 1993, and it was. Wait for it. October 19th.
Okay.
Fine.
Oh wait, no. Hold on. Sorry.
October 29th, 1993.
Yeah.
Yo, it's short too. An hour and 16 minutes. Hot damn.
Garbage.
No,
don't watch it.
That's the whole point, though. This is the nightmare because Halloween comes before Christmas. So this movie, this whole thing is supposed to be a nightmarish encounter before Christmas. It's not supposed to end in a happy-go-lucky way. It's not supposed to turn into him finding the love of Christmas and delivering gifts like Santa.
Tell me, what else did Disney drop this year just to save this movie? Because this, no. No. You know how they do 2 a year? If this is one of them,
dude, this movie was a hit, dude.
I know. That's what I don't get because it's really bad.
You want to know what to compare this to? You know, when like there's people who go to a comedy show and there's like everyone else is laughing, but there's like that one guy not laughing because he doesn't get it.
You know why this made? I think this was around the same time. I'm gonna cut the tension and move it away from there. I think this was around the same time as Edward Scissorhands. Like Tim Burton was huge. So people were receptive to like his approach to this kind of darkness. You know what I mean? So it might not resonate with you now. Matter of fact, I saw it myself much later, and I can see your side of it too. It's doesn't feel very. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I would describe it as.
I know what he's from. This just seemed like Beetlejuice with Jack. Like I could have seen mad other shit in place of Jack. Jack, the character himself, kind of dotish. Like I'm supposed to be afraid of you're the pumpkin thing, but you don't scare me really at all. Okay. The kids that you're doing your bidding for, or those kids that work for Oogie Boogie, them niggas are scarier than Jack. Those
kids are kind of creepy.
Right? Okay, so this movie just didn't hit for me. I don't know.
But you are right about Jack Skellington is a mix of like Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands in his sort of look and mannerisms. I could see that, but I guess that's why it worked too, though, because people were excited.
I saw a meme that basically showed that Jack and his dog was essentially the Grinch that just died and turned into Jack, and that makes more sense in this bullshit ass movie.
But you just said it yourself. You said this is Whoville. You said this is exactly the same plot line.
Right. They should have just been like, "Oh, look, this guy used to be the Grinch. He's now Jack. He feels sad."
It's not a sequel. It's not a sequel.
It's a better movie that way. Better movie. Right now, it's a better movie, and that's what I will call this segment. Take an existing movie, make it better with your own story, because that movie is trash, and they should have done it the way I said.
We were just talking about Love and Monsters that took the same storyline as Zombieland, but still made it work. And you can't appreciate that they did the same thing with Nightmare Before Christmas. That's great. I love it. It's a good movie. I think it's a pretty decent Halloween.
Was just like,
what?
For me, it was more of a shock that he was just like, "Yo, you guys watch Nightmare Before Christmas?" Like, yeah, it sucks. It's like, whoa, what the hell?
Oh man,
what is happening?
That's fantastic,
guys. We got to get to the geek news and rumors. With that transition, here we go.
Sure, turn that volume up a little bit more there.
You don't want to.
Yeah, sorry that the tablet is asleep. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, so Tatiana Maslany says she is not playing the Hulk.
Okay, so Homegirl does an interview, right? Where she goes, the Sudbury Star, and she's doing an interview because she's done some. She was on a panel, a judges panel for a film and whatever. She did a whole bunch of cool shit, and they just wanted to talk to her. So in the midst of talking to her, they obviously are going to ask her like, "Hey, big moves! You got cast as She-Hulk," and her response is, "Nah, that's just a press. I'm not. That's not true." And it's just like, whoa, what? And it's just like, yeah, that's just a press release that got out of hand. It's just like, can we see the press release then? Because that's all she said. She said literally, I think I have to quote.
First of all, if it's a rumor and it came out and things were buzzing like this, most actors, most normal people go on their Twitter, their Instagram and say, hey, I appreciate all of that, but I don't have this role, to clear it up. You let this ride. Weeks later, a couple weeks later, how long ago? Maybe a couple weeks later, someone asked you, "Oh, how does it feel?" And then you say it's a bad press release.
Yeah, she said. So they asked her, "I hope to ask you about some of the stuff you've got going on too. Obviously, you are the new She-Hulk, which is a pretty big deal." Her response: "That actually isn't a real thing, and it's like a press release that's gotten out of hand. It's totally not. I've been connected to these things in the past, and press has gotten onto it, but it's not actually a thing, unfortunately." The person follows up with, "Seriously? I think I even saw it on the BBC. That's a serious news outlet." Her reply, "Yeah, I don't know how these things get. I don't know. You know better. I have no idea." Proceeds to laugh.
And then the interview's over?
No, there's more. There's more to the interview, but they literally stopped talking about it. The rest of the interview is just other stuff. She just gives that answer, and that's it.
You know what this is? You know what this is? She's just now realizing Marvel and Disney have come to her and they said, hey, just so you know, you can't say anything. This is an NDA. You cannot mention one thing about the role, no matter what. And she is not used to this amount of attention on her. So she probably panicked and gave this answer. The way she kind of like was answering in that second part of the conversation, to me, felt like she just didn't know what to say, and she probably hasn't been fully prepped on how to sort of side, what's it called? Sidestep, exactly.
I agree. That makes the most sense. My theory was that she was playing semantics, and when they asked her if she's She-Hulk, she's just like, I'm not She-Hulk, but I could be Jennifer Walters.
But the way she said it just made it sound way more confused. She just added, when you tell a lie, you're supposed to keep the lie simple.
Yeah.
She constructed a whole story around.
Oh my god, it's like a press release that doesn't make sense, and like these people are like, you don't know, I don't know. Ha ha ha. And
exactly.
Like a fucking weirdo. It's like, what are you doing? How are you gonna end your statement by awkwardly laughing and then just going to the next thing as if nothing happened? That is great.
The only thing that supports my statement there is the fact that all these other MCU actors have already congratulated you on the role. So it just doesn't make sense that you're responding in this manner anyway. So
yeah.
You just don't know.
What else do we got? I'm going to stick with Marvel real quick. The Marvel podcast, the Marvels podcast got nominated for 2 2020 Audioverse Awards. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Audioverse Awards are awards that focus on fictional audio stories and audio plays and stuff like that. The Marvels is a podcast that tells like these kind of crazy overarching comic book stories that some of them are new, some of them are classics, and they make these really cool audio plays with them. and Marvel's got nominated for 2 awards. So
It's kind of cool. I think I listened to one about like Old Man Logan or something.
yes, yeah. So
like a
they've
long
been
time
making
ago.
a bunch of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So they really go in deep. Like I haven't listened to them, but people who have and like friends of mine who've said like, man, it's like a whole experience because as some what was I
funny.
watching? I don't remember what.
This is exactly the day before the Earth stood still. That whole radio Orson Welles. It's the same thing. We're just going back to that.
Yeah. And like it's this my friend says theater of the mind. Like you get the audio part, but then like you get to visualize the comic book version, the actor you like, whoever you want doing this wild adventure. So that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, so Fast and Furious, guys. What the fuck?
What?
11 movies?
Yeah.
11.
What are they at now? Like 9?
Yeah, dude, when they announced this, when they announced this and they said they're ending it with 2 more movies, I was hoping it was going to be 9, 10. I was just like, perfect. 10 movies. The box set's going to have a big X on it and be like, yeah, we got Fast and Furious X. And it's just like, whoa. No, these bozos are doing 11. Why are you doing 11? What an odd number. It's such, I would rather they do 12 or 10. Really I hate the idea of it ending on 11.
But wait, they're already going to space potentially in 9.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like,
are they going to go to
and space?
They're
going to space in the next one, Dave?
From what I've seen, I saw one of the actors confirm that at some point. And did you see that too, Dave?
You can't go fast in space.
It was fueled because of they went to a press release and
press release
shit and said some things that are like, you're going to space. He's like, he wore the suit or whatever that had all space themed stuff. They're like, you're not a nerd. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, it's secrets. And like,
okay, hey, you know what? At this point, that to me, after everything I've seen in this franchise, that might be the next move. I just don't know what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to Atlantis in the 10th one? Like, yes, what are you doing?
They miss space and water. That's the only 2 places they haven't gone.
They can't go fast in space. That's slow and steady at most.
Damn.
It's true. Like, you can't go fast. There's no Fast and Furious in space unless you're an asteroid, and even still. So
anyway, I don't know. Nobody knows where this franchise is going. Even they don't know. They're making it up as they go.
What's going on? I can't see Tyrese in a fucking shuttle. Like, oh my god, he's going down. Like, what the fuck? No. Getting his full fucking black man on in a spacesuit. Wow.
Facts.
No.
What else we got? Power Rangers reboot to roll out on film and TV.
Yes. Woo!
Okay. Whoa.
You gonna get that violent shit? Yes. Woo!
Shout outs to Boom Studios for continuing the comic book.
Can't wait.
So wait, hold on. Is this like a rated R Power Rangers thing, or
the guy who they kind of like picked to do the reimagining or whatever, and they use the word reimagining a lot. They're like, we're gonna take Power Rangers, taking his legacy, but we're gonna reimagine some things. And usually when I hear reimagine, it means they're gonna step away from the Toei footage, which is good. They've been using Super Sentai footage for years and using the Japanese footage. This might mean that they might actually bring it into some like adult tricks type stuff, still do the kid show, but then have like a sideline where it's more teen based, more adult based, where you have you know what I mean?
You're talking TV right now, though.
Well, it's going to be movie and TV. Like,
because we already had a movie reboot just like a couple years ago, which they also strayed away sort of from the origin a little bit.
So
a little bit, not a lot. In terms, but
more straight might not even be on the original. It might not even like complete reimagining. So it might not even be like revolved Mighty Morphin. It could just start with like a completely different team, completely different everything, and just tie in like how Shattered Grid is tied in with universes and so on. I'm excited. I'm down, super down.
Yeah, I'd be interested in a more sort of R-rated or even just a 18 plus Power Rangers. I feel like it should have always been less campy than that.
I would like for them to make they're the evil Tommy like they did in that comic book that they made the preview for.
Yeah.
Evil Tommy was
There's a comic book. There's a comic book. They made a short with that to emphasize him wanting to destroy the world, an evil Tommy, and that would be a cool way to make this reboot cool and tied to the original ones by having that actor come back and he could play evil Tommy. Because
I don't know if the world is ready. The reboot has to really do something like dynamic and like brand new and to really grab attention. That last one was a softcore hit, bro. I think it barely made its money back.
Barely.
That movie was if you mean hit like the shit hit the fan, sure, but like that's as far.
Yeah,
that movie was all good. To be honest,
it wasn't.
Just the action was trash. Anything involving Power Rangers was not good in that movie. But the actual build-up to them becoming the Rangers, Billy's story, all that, Rita being super hella evil and the Green Ranger originally, gangster. The Power Ranger aspect, Brown. That's what it was.
That's fair. Yeah, the idea that Rita Repulsa or whatever her name is was an original Power Ranger, that was
cool. That was original and interesting. I like that. The execution was terrible for everything.
Yeah.
The Rangers.
I'm watching it for the Rangers and the suits and the fighting and the action, and it just did not.
It was hideous.
What?
When the swords merged into
but that's what I'm saying. Anything Power Ranger based. So from the time they morphed on was garbage.
Yeah, the suits were garbage.
The suits were not it. I don't know about them. Those weren't it. The putties were kind of Megazord looked like doo-doo. Goldar looked like doo-doo. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do. They were trying to update the look of the TV show, or like they were just trying to update the look versus like doing something new.
To be honest, if you look at the modern shows now, though, all of the Zord sequences are CGI, and it's like cheap Flash CGI. It's not good.
Oh God! Why didn't they ever just make the movie that Katie Sackhoff and James Vanderbeek, that little short mini that they did, that like Saban sued the guy to get him to take it off, and then he had to
the Power Rangers one that was like hella violent. It was hella violent,
but it was good. Make that
was it?
I like it.
I don't know if it was that great. I'd like to see the new show go in that direction, but not be like, oh, Zach whores himself and he's gonna get shot in the head and fuck that. Like I don't.
No. I don't need it to get that dark where people just start getting murdered. But I'm saying like the idea of a universe where things have gone wrong and they're older and they're dealing with the repercussions of that, and possibly leading into another generation, I'd be down with. Like imagine you took the movie where Rita was a Green Ranger and made that movie in whatever world where she turns evil and craves power. That sounds like an interesting story to me.
That's what Shattered Grid.
Okay, yeah.
That's what Shattered Grid was.
Yeah. Is that the one where Kimberly's evil?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Once again, that's Boom Studios, right?
Boom Studios kills that shit.
Yo, shout outs to my boy Arun. Recently had his birthday, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. Okay. What else do we got on the docket for Geek News? Jared Leto's to play Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh, interesting. I did not see that.
Is he in Justice League?
Do we want him to come back? I don't really.
If only to die.
Yeah, like
what purpose would he serve in this movie aside from maybe flashbacks is something to do with Batman?
Yeah, it must be a flashback. Well, I mean, isn't there a flashback of him somewhere burning down Wayne Manor?
What?
Was that in the movie? Yeah, there's a flashback. There's a shot of that Joker. Oh, when Joker's telling the story of why he doesn't smile and he puts his hand over his face, am I remembering wrong that there's a version where he flashbacks to him being beaten by Batman and having his face bashed?
Man, most of this movie is gone from my memory. Anything to do with it, I barely remember it.
Hey, you know what, Jared Widow? How about you just get us that damn Morbius movie and get it released on something? How about you do that?
Did you see the them doing the score for Morbius? There's a video online where they're like showing you how they're creating the score. There's a whole orchestra and
he's
a minute.
Right?
No, he's not there. Maybe a minute and a half in, there's a screen that's showing like the CGI. So they're showing the orchestra, the movements, like what's happening. So it's kind of cool to see the process. they're watching it and playing to it live, right? And there's a scene of, it looks like Morbius jumping from building to building, but it doesn't. Nope, like we're not sure if it's Morbius or like Spider-Man or potentially Venom. It could be any one of those three because the way he's moving looks similar to how they would jump off.
No, please don't make it
his own movie.
Huh?
Morbius. Like, let's really think about this.
We talked about this last week.
Same page. I am on the same page as you, Skinny. Morbius.
I'm looking at all the characters I have on under my Marvel Knights, and I'm thinking Morbius.
Listen, Sony wants one for themselves, bro.
Morbius.
They've given us a couple for us, after filling us for so long. They're like, we want one for ourselves.
Yeah, but Morbius. Like, really think about this. Morbius.
They'll probably bring Venom in, if anything, more than Spider-Man. I don't think Feige and Marvel would ever agree to have Spider-Man. They did the same thing for Venom. They fought for Spider-Man not to appear in Venom at all.
Yeah.
That ruins the MCU when you do stuff like that, right?
They could have done Silk. They could have done. Okay.
He's gonna list off all the. He's like, he's the last motherfucker I would have given a movie to.
I think Morbius ties in more with Venom than anything, though. It looks like it's set in the same world, just based on the trailer, the tones, the color, everything. It looks like it's set in the same world as Venom.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, yeah.
Brian K. Vaughan announces open casting call for Amazon's Paper Girls via Instagram.
Paper Girls,
cool.
Eh?
Yeah, Paper Girls. I'm looking forward to it. I know, Dave, you had originally posted an article. I changed the link to the actual post that he put, though, just because it was easier to find. Because when I was reading your thing the first time, I couldn't read I couldn't find the actual descriptions. So,
I can play anyone in this character.
Chinese American. Tiffany Quilkins, Mac Boyle, KJ Bradman. I mean, if you guys have read the comic, we've read the comic for the podcast. I like the comic. I mean, a lot of people at the time when Stranger Things came out compared Stranger Things to Paper Girls because they were saying it's very similar. And we said the same thing, right? It was hard for us to ignore the similarities. And I think we even didn't you, Toby, at the time, I think you even looked up like which came first, and we were just like, this looks like one couldn't have influenced the other. They just showed up similarly around
the same time. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I don't remember.
Like Deep Impact and Armageddon, like just the fact that sometimes it just happens. So, I mean, I'm happy for it. I think it'll be cool. Amazon's doing some big things. Those guys are buying up stuff. Amazon's going to give Netflix a run for their money with all the money they got, because those guys are just buying property to put out every chance they get. And Netflix is out here canceling stuff all the time, upsetting people. So,
you know what? Paper Girls did come out first, but Stranger Things came out like 6 months later. So it's like it might have been in production.
Yeah, exactly. It's like too late.
Paper Girls did it first, to me.
Yeah,
I think Paper Girls did it first.
I think friends racing with the same story to see which one could get it out first.
Maybe.
I mean, I would imagine a comic book's easier to get out than a TV show. I would hope so.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. But hey, Paper Girls, we're going to be talking about them. That's canon. There's an episode coming out soon. Or if not already. I sometimes I forget which episodes we've released and which ones we have in the bank. But yeah, just check out franklinarmstrong.com and you'll find out. Last thing. I think that's it. The other thing I mentioned, Quibi is shutting down after 6 months. Good riddance, bitches.
You're here.
Peace.
That's it.
Yeah.
Those guys really messed up. They made a huge mistake. And nothing they could do could help them catch up. And I don't blame
Kevin Hart can save Quibi.
Nope. And I don't blame the pandemic, because them saying the pandemic was the cause. Nah, man. You guys had the option to delay the rollout and to do it differently, to adapt to the pandemic, and you actively chose not to. Just not being able to cast to your TV when you know everyone was going to be at home was a huge mistake. So you guys didn't adapt at the time. That's on you.
Terrible.
Yep.
But I wonder how much it would have cost them to rejigger the tech to function on TV. I don't know. Anyway, probably would have cost them less than going bankrupt right now. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, $2 billion in the hole.
Yeah,
all the investors are essentially going to lose their money. Everyone and they kept like, I mean, obviously they had to lie because you can't tell everybody we're a failure and we're going under.
Of course.
But you know, like it's just so sad that they just kept saying like it's not as bad as people say. It's 72,000 people. No, it's like we're in the millions. It's like, nah, dude, we know it's 72,000. People are saying the number. People know what's up. You guys messed up, and that's it. Too late.
Horrible business idea.
So sad. Too bad. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Sorry.
With that, RIP.
Yes, you do mean to laugh.
You've been calling this for a while, so I think you definitely mean to laugh there.
From jump. And I'm telling you guys right now, if Echo had the same money that Quibi had, Echo, EKO, they would be doing similarly well. Because the Echo shows are interesting, fun, and interactive. That's right. I'm doing a plug, bitches. And I ain't getting paid. It's just a fun app to use. It's a fun app to use.
But one day they'll pay
I guess.
us.
Yeah, hopefully. Shout outs to the people over at Echo. We want to run some ads. Want to come to Canada? We right here.
You're right.
You guys have seen what we can do. If you've watched the show, you've seen our little ads. Just give a little 30-second promo. We toss it in, man. Don't worry. We talk about it. Hit us up.
We toss
Frank
it
in. Guys, that's the whole show. I don't think I have anything else. Did you guys have anything else you want to cover? Skinny, you want to shit on anyone's childhood anymore? Some more? Just targeting people's favorite movies.
I just might have one more person.
The wife was watching Monster Squad the other day. I didn't watch it, but that sounded like trash.
Monster Squad or the Babysitters Monster Hunting Club?
No, the Monster Squad.
I should have talked. You know what? Next we got to talk about that one. That's a pretty decent one too.
Really?
It's not bad. Listen. My level of tolerance, and you know me, I'm a picky mofo. Yeah. When it comes to like holiday movies, it goes down a little bit because I just want to have a good time.
If it's too 80s and too corny, and I don't. But I mean, hey, it looked all right. But I don't know.
Yo, the longer we stay home and can't go to the movie theaters, the more movies are gonna start looking sweet. It's like vibes. It is closing time at the club. The lights are about to turn on, and you are looking to go home with someone. And Netflix has a whole bunch of somebody's for you.
I will say this about
Club Netflix.
Sorry,
shameless plug, but I've never seen it, and I was very surprised when I realized it was Canadian. Schitt's Creek is a fucking great show.
Oh yeah, man. From Jump.
Didn't know. I had no idea. I was late, and it's fun,
man.
Homeboy has a movie with Chris Stewart that's coming out. That's going to be released. I'm not sure. It's going to be a holiday movie, LGBTQ, a positive holiday movie. I'm looking forward to seeing that one because everyone in that movie is funny. The young woman from *Halt and Catch Fire*, who was also in the Terminator movie. What's her name? I always forget. The tall woman. *Halt and Catch Fire*, and she was in Terminator. She played the
Yeah.
I always forget her name.
We do always forget.
I always forget her name, and it sucks because she's a really good actress, and I always feel stupid for forgetting her name. But you know,
Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, that's it. We remembered. We knew that. Hey, you know what? I always forget Levy's first name. Is it David or Dan? The guy from Schitt's Creek. Dan? Okay, there you go. So I don't feel as bad because I forget both their names. That's the whole show. I can't remember names. That's what it is. We out. We got another episode next week. Don't forget, you guys can always check us out, franklinarmstrong.com. Make sure to keep checking us out on YouTube. The show's always going to be on YouTube on Wednesdays, 6:30 to about 8 or something. When we get tired of talking to you people. Even though we love y'all for tuning in. And we appreciate all you guys for coming over and jumping in the comments and watching the show over here with us. We really do appreciate it. You know, there's definitely some moments where we're just like, okay, we're leaving Facebook. You know, it's been easy. All our friends are just there. They get the notification. But you guys came over and started watching with us on YouTube. So we definitely very much appreciate it. And we'll be back and we'll continue to do great content for you guys. And also, we are at 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel and growing. So if you guys want to subscribe, make sure to do so. You can subscribe right now. I'm going to put the link at the bottom of the screen. And if you guys are listening to this, make sure you subscribe. Just go to frankandarmstrong.com. You'll see the YouTube. Just click on it and subscribe. That's it. That's all, guys. That's the whole show. We out. Peace, people.
Later.
Peace.